Hi everyone. Today we'll be discussing centroids, center of mass, center of gravity, and distributed loads. So mapapansin nyo guys, centroid, center of mass, center of gravity, almost the same yan. Almost the same. So we'll be discussing it thoroughly, briefly and thoroughly later. And sinama ko na yung distributed loads. Okay? Kasi yung concept naman ng distributed loads, if gagamitin natin siya sa mechanics, is the same dun sa centroids or CG or CM. Okay? So kaya sinama na natin yung topic na distributed loads dito. And you know naman din na pinaikli natin yung lesson for today. So again, we have centroid, center of mass, and center of gravity. So isa-isahin natin sila. So meron tayong for centroid. So sinasabi dito na weighted average siya ng center of gravity, but weighted with a geometric property like area, volume, and not a physical property like weight or mass. So basically guys, if tinuloy mo pa yan, basahin nyo is yung centroid is dahil sa shape. Okay, dahil sa shape or dahil sa geometry niya, dun tayo nagkakaroon ng centroid. So kung ano yung shape ng body, or kung ano yung geometry ng body, yung gitna nun, yun yung centroid. Okay? Then, pagdating naman sa center of mass and center of gravity. So, center of mass is a position defined relative to a object or system of objects. It is the average position of all parts of the system weighted according to their masses. So, sinasabi dito sa center of mass is yung parang ideal number nung mass is kino-concentrate mo. Kumbaga, each particle is meron siyang sariling mass, and kapag pinagsama-sama mo sila, kung saan nag-act yung mass na yun, yun yung center of mass. And pagdating naman sa center of gravity, so if we remember, as long as we have a mass and we have a distance to each other, may gravity. So nagkataon lang dito sa Earth is meron tayong constant, di ba? So dahil sa constant na yon, and all throughout the Earth naman, we usually connotate that gravity is constant, di ba? So in which case, kapag constant yung gravity mo, possibly ang center of gravity and center of mass is the same. Okay? Pero in case na there are two bodies na meron another gravity na nararamdaman, may possibility mag-iba na ang center of gravity sa center of mass. Okay, hindi po palaging parehas ang center of mass tsaka center of gravity. Depende kasi sa gravity na nararamdaman ng body. Pero generally speaking, for now we can safely say na si center of mass and center of gravity is the same. Baga, yung weight nung all throughout the body is kung ano yung nararamdaman or kung saan nararamdaman yung weight ng body, doon na pupunta yung center of gravity. Okay? So, if you can imagine, you have a plate, may sabi natin flat plate tayo, may flat plate tayo. Then you all the particles na meron yung plate na yon, it of course has its own mass, which in turn it has its own weight. Kapag nilagay mo yung daliri mo or even a stick on the point of the center of gravity, dapat magbabalanse po siya. So yun yung idea ng center of gravity and center of mass. And madalas din is centroid ganun na rin. Sadyang si centroid is dahil sa shape. Okay? Next. So we have here a irregularly shaped particle or area na meron siyang dito muna tayo. So meron siyang weight. Okay? Then each particles na meron yung body na to, yung differential weight, mapapansin nyo guys pag may delta, differential weight yan or delta weight, ibig sabihin each particle yung tinutukoy. So ito yung legend. So meron tayong x or x bar. So x bar to. Then y bar. So kapag ginamit yung y bar and x bar guys, it usually is with regards to the centroid. Okay, centroid po yun. Then, kaya mapapansin nyo, x bar and y bar is the components of the center of gravity. Or pwedeng centroid. Diba? Pero in this case, center of gravity tayo kasi weight ang pinag-uusapan. Then yung W na to is the total weight of the object. And yung delta W nga, as I said kanina, is yung weight of a certain point in an object. So, each particle meron siyang sariling weight, di ba? Then, each particle may sarili siyang distances, x and y. So, we could safely say, to get the centroid of the body, pwede tayong each particle, di ba masasabi nga natin na each particle meron siyang sariling weight and sariling distances. So, we can try to get the centroids using summation of moments, actually. So, if we are to get a moment sa x, so for example, nag-moment tayo sa x, of course, ang distances na meron tayo dyan should be yung mga y. So, makikita nyo dito, y bar w is equal to y1, delta w1, so on and so forth. Hanggat kung ilan man yung particle ng body. Then, ganoon din naman sa technically sa x, or mag-moment ka sa y, so yung x the distance yung gagamitin mo. Then, of course, w. So, again, iba't ibang w and maraming x. So, kapag nilipat mo lang naman, okay, nilipat mo yung formula mo, this particular part of the formula, ginawa mo siyang formula mismo na x bar and y bar, kasi yun yung centroids, magkakaroon ka nito. Okay, napakahaba. Okay. Ngayon, if we remember anong purpose ng integral, so ang purpose ng integral, guys, if you have a infinitesimal point sa isang body, parang pwede mong sabihin summation siya, ang integral, guys. Kumbaga, sobrang liit na particles na yung sinasummation natin. Yun yung purpose ng integral, if you remember. So, with that, if we now increase the number of elements into which the plate is divided, at the same time, reduce the size of each element. So, as in infinitesimal siya, sobrang liliit and sobrang dami, pwede kang again gumamit ng integral. So, dyan papasok yung formula ng integral natin. So, if yung W, or yung weight mismo, is equal to the integral of the delta W. Kasi summation na yan, guys, eh. Kumbaga, summation ng lahat ng weight ng particle, yun yung kinukuha ring W. Then, of course, if you want to get the centroids, in this case, xy lang muna. Okay, xy lang muna. And of course, we would get the delta W is equal to integral x times delta W, or differential ng W. So, ganun din naman sa y. So, y bar W is equal to integral y delta W. Okay, and if lilipat mo lang naman yung W dito, magkakaroon ka ng formula for delta x and delta y. So let's try simple problem lang dito. We are trying to know kung saan mapupunta dapat yung resultant natin para magbalanse yung body. So meron tayong iba-ibang weight nararamdaman at each point dun sa slab. Okay? Then, basically, guys, we'll just get the summation forces and summation moment para makuha natin yung x and y component ng centroid natin. Kasi pinapahanap sa atin yung application ng ating resultant force para malaman natin kung nasan din yung resultant force. Okay, para alam natin na mag-equilibrium siya at the same time, yun yung centroid center of gravity ng ating slab. Okay, so we have first here summation of forces. So summation forces tayo ng mga pababa and pataas, summation forces y tayo. So meron tayong 600 na pababa, 100 na pataas, 400 na pababa, 500 na pababa. Then magkakaroon tayo ng 1400 newtons na pababa. Okay? So yun yung force na ina-apply natin dito sa slab A. And kailangan nating reaction dun sa FR mismo is of course pabaliktad. And kailangan nating hanapin ngayon kung nasan si FR. Okay? So meron tayong yung FR. FR tayo. Then of course the distance niya from the x-axis. Then of course Nag-moment nga tayo sa x-axis dito pala, sorry. So, 600, walang distance kasi along x-axis siya. Ganun din naman si 500. So, meron tayong distance ng 100 and 400. So, we can safely simplify this. Magkakaroon tayo ng distance from y na 2.5. So, ganun din naman sa pagkuha ng x, nag-moment ka lang sa y. Okay? So, same essence din naman, force times the distance para makuha mo yung, distance natin from y-axis to the x. So, with that, magkakaroon ka ng y and x-axis. Itong particular sample na to, guys, is not particularly for centroids. Center of gravity to, or in a sense, is kung paano gagamitin yung center of gravity. Kasi nga, yung center of gravity is, if you exert a force there, kailangan, yun yung point na magbabalanse yung body mo. Kaya in a sense, ganito rin yung pagkuha pag sa center of gravity. And I think, if you want to apply this during board exams, magagamit mo to lalo na sa mga stations, or hahanapin mo yung stations ng kapag ka nagkukuha tayo ng center of gravity ng aircraft. Okay? So, itong particular problems na to is marami application to pagdating sa board exam natin if you want to learn it. So next, itong next parts of our presentation is papakita lang natin yung formulas na calculus formula. Okay, calculus method na formula ng mga center of mass, center of volume, etc. So for this, we have first center of mass. So meron kayong imaginary point na, yun nga, as I said, we have here a small mass. Okay? Differential mass yan, or dm, or delta m. Kumbaga, yung isang particle na merong mass. Ganun siya. So, again, just like kanina, each particle meron siyang sariling mass, meron siyang sariling distances. So, papasok ulit dyan yung formula natin ganito. Okay? So, x bar is equal to integral x dm over integral dm. So, ganun din yan. xyz yan. So, yun yung essence pa rin naman. Pinapakita ko lang dito na center of mass, pwede mong gamitin yung formula. Meron ka ring center of volume. Same essence din naman. Iba-iba yung volume if ever man. Okay? Yung volume naman yung iba-iba sa kanya. In a sense, if ever. Then, ganun pa rin naman ang essence ng pagkuha ng centroids niya. XYZ bars. Then, we also have centroid of an area. So, mapapansin nyo guys, centroid of an area is, kung area siya, ibig sabihin, two-dimensional lang siya. Okay? So, kaya pag napapansin nyo, pag sinabing ginamit ang term na centroid, sa area yan, usually, then it is x bar and y bar lang, or x and y axis lang siya. So, here we have an irregular shape na may line, okay, line function na f of x. Y is equal to f of x. So ngayon, if you remember calculus or integral calculus, again, ang purpose ng integral calculus is if you want to get the area under a curve and is infinitesimally or sobrang liit, imaginary lang talaga yung ating thickness dx, okay? Yung thickness dx natin, and we have also height na w. Height na y. So yung height na y naman is of course along the function nating f of x. Then again, dx is yun nga, yung sobrang liit. Wag sinabi ng dx natin differential x or dy or differential a, is yung point of the body na parang kinakat mo siya. As in, ikakat mo siya into little, very little strips na it is honestly invisible to the naked eye. Kaya tayo gumagamit ng differential x, di ba? So, you could imagine na parang yung shape na to, itong shape na to, is may sobrang dami na infinite number of pages ng papel na pag in-stack mo sila, nagkakaroon ka ng shape na ganito. So, yun yung idea ng integral. Okay? So, ngayon, if we are to get yung x bar and y bar natin, mag-integrate tayo ng xdA over dA. So, ganun pa rin naman yung idea. Then, later, tatry natin kunin or ipoprove natin yung formula or yung method na to using this shape ng triangle. Okay, papakita natin sa inyo mamaya. So, next we have centroid of a line. So, centroid of a line is ganun pa rin naman. Essence niya is meron kang DL. Yung DL mo mismo, yung color gray dyan, ito, is it has a certain, of course, length na may x and y components. So, mapapansin nyo, kung ay x and y components siya, pwede siyang gamitan ng Pythagorean theorem. Ibig sabihin, dl is equal to square root dx squared plus dy squared. So, ngayon, ganun pa rin naman, integral limits tayong L, x dl over integral ng dl. So, that is for x bar. And for y bar, we have integral y dl over integral dl. Then, if again, gagamitin natin yung formula using this na may Pythagorean theorem, dl is equal to square root of dx squared plus dy squared. Pwede nating ipasok yung ito, 'di ba? May dl tayo at ito yung integral, 'di ba? Then, using this formula, papasok natin ito. Okay, magkakaroon tayo ng dx over dx squared plus dy over dx squared. Then, magkakaroon kayo ng possible formula for dl na ito. So, square root of 1 plus dy over dx squared dx. Then, if ever naman yung kabila yung gamitin, okay, so meron ka pang itong formula. So, both of this is yung formula ng dl lang, if ever man kailanganin natin siya. Okay, so yung dl na yan is of course kung paano mo kunin si dl, yan mismo. Kasi, if you remember kanina guys, yung gray strips na to is dA. Okay, dA siya eh. So, medyo madali siya kasi yung area lang ng rectangle mo itself. Kasi, yung rectangle is, yung strip mo is of course in a rectangular form. So, pwede mo makuha yung kanyang dA. Kaya lang dito kasi centroid of a line, medyo vague tayo. Okay, alam lang natin na dy over dx. So, Pythagorean. So, Pythagorean siya. Pero paano natin ilalagay yung laman na to? So, meron ka nga nitong pwedeng gamitin. Okay? So, if ever man kailanganin yung alamin, ganyan yung process niya. So, before I give you yung integration or kung paano natin ipoprove yung formula ng centroid ng triangle, let us first define the first moment of areas and line. So, ang integral, again, as I said kanina, meron tayong nagiging reference point. Okay, so in this case, the integral of x dA is known as the first moment of area with respect to y-axis. Ibig sabihin is yung nagmo-moment ka sa y-axis, then yung mga distances mo is yung x. Of course, moment eh. So again, magmo-moment ka sa y-axis, then yung mga distances mo is x, and of course, yung mga dAs na meron, or yung mga differential areas na meron yung particle. So, kaya meron tayong qy is equal to integral x dA. Then, of course, ganun din naman sa qx. So, integral y dA, so defines the first moment of area with respect to the x-axis naman. Okay, so, yun yung idea ng x, q, and xy. So, if we note that the first moments of area can be expressed as the products of area and centroid, diba sinabi nga kanina, area and centroid. So, pwede nating i-write as qy is y bar a, then qx is y bar a. Then, qy is x bar a, and qx is y bar a. So, nire-write lang naman siya in the form na hindi na naka-integral. So, yun yung idea kapag kukuha tayo again. Pinakita ko lang yung idea ng first moments of areas and lines, or in this case, first moments of areas in terms of the equation na may Q. Okay? Kasi yung Q, yung variable lock you guys, yan yung ginagamit for first moment of area. Okay? So, now, let us try to prove, papakita ko sa inyo or ipoprove ko sa inyo kung paano kukunin yung centroid ng triangle if ika-calculus natin siya. Again, on your own is alam niya natin kung ano yung formula ng centroid ng triangle eh. Pero for now, let me prove na kapag nag-calculus tayo or calculus method tayo, makukuha natin yung formula ng centroids ng any shape if given tayo ng function ng ating line. So in this case, dahil nga triangle siya, we have a straight line na nakaslope. So h over bx, yan, yung slope natin dito. Okay? Then of course, we have a certain h and a certain b. So variables lang. Ngayon, again, we will employ yung idea ng integral na meron tayong strip na kukunin sa kanya. Then yung strip na yan is if we integrate that, okay? We integrate that is we are getting each strip ng triangle na to. So again, ang idea is meron kang, for example, isang buong libro yan. Diba? For example, isang buong rim ng libro and each page is a strip ng DA. Okay? Strip ng DA yan. Then if we integrate it, pinagsama-sama mo lahat ng strips na yon, i-add mo, sa summation mo para makuha yung area ng ating libro. Parang ganun. In this case, naka-triangle lang siya. So, yun yung idea ng integral, ha? So, ngayon, again, DA pa lang yan. So, yung DA, let us write it as y dx. Bakit y dx? Paano kukunin ng area ng rectangle? So, dito muna tayo sa black rectangle, ha? Doon na tayo sa strip itself. Yung strip is yung rectangle na black. Okay? So, ang strip natin is DA is equal to y dx. As simple as that. Kasi base times height or length times width. Yun yung rectangle, di ba? So, if we write it as an integral, before we write it as integral, we should remember yung formulas ng y bar and x bar. X bar and y bar. So, meron tayong integral x dA and integral dA. So, going back, meron tayong integral dA. So, si integral dA, guys, is again, yung area ng buong rectangle. Ngayon, if we write again y dx integral dA is equal to integral y dx. Kasi nga yung y dx natin, yun yung dA itself. Okay, again, yung y dx natin, yun na mismo yung dA. In-integrate lang natin siya each strip. So, yung sobrang daming each strip na ganito, as in sobrang dami, hindi mo siya mabibilang, kaya tayo nag-integral. So, yun yung purpose hagin ng integral. So, ngayon, yung y dx, we could also write yung y as yung h over bx. Okay? So, si h over bx, yan yung mismong y natin. Sinulat natin siya in terms of x. Diba? Ganun naman yung purpose ng integral para mas ma-integrate natin siya. So, ngayon, meron ka ng naka-in terms na xdA, naka-in terms na hb over x, h over bx. So, integrate na natin siya dahil yung h over b, we can count it as constant. Pwede siyang ilabas. Then, ang i-integrate lang natin mismo is yung naka-terms ng x kasi dx tayo. In terms of dx yung integration natin, no? So, ngayon, pwede natin integrate si x. So, that would be x squared over 2. Then, again, nilabas ko lang yung h over b. Okay? So, ngayon, naka-limits tayo ng 0 to b. So, lahat ng x natin, papalitan lang natin ng b mismo. Kasi kapag 0 pinalit mo, mag-0 na rin naman. So, in this case, 0 to b. So, yung b lang pwede natin palit mismo. So, si b, palit natin sa mga x na term, magkakaroon tayo ng hb squared over 2b. So, kapag kinancel natin si b, okay, cancel natin si b, magkakancel si 2, squared, then we will have bh over 2. So, ma-prove natin na yung area ng triangle, kapag i-integrate mo yung dA, magkakaroon ka ng bh over 2, which is the area ng triangle, if you remember. Again, we are just proving na yung area ng triangle is ayan. Okay? So ngayon, let's try to get yung nasa taas, yung integral x dA. Kasi meron na tayong integral dA eh. So ngayon, pasok lang natin yung, meron na nga tayo nito. Ito mismo, di ba? Yung integral dA, meron na tayo. So, para sa mapadaling buhay natin, we will just include yung x itself. So again, same idea, meron na tayong dA, x dy. Nakalagay lang sa labas si x, di ba? Sinama ko na si x kasi x dA yan. Ngayon, if we rewrite it, dito, yung katulad ng ito pa rin yun, di ba? Pero nilagyan ko lang ng x sa labas. Ngayon, dahil nga yung x is unknown and yung h over b is still a constant, ipapasok mo lang si x dito sa loob. So, ang i-integrate natin ngayon is dapat x squared. So, kapag in-integrate natin ng x squared, guys, simple as x cube over 3 lang siya. Okay, so as the same idea, papasok natin yung si b sa loob ng x. So, magkakaroon tayo ng hb cube over 3b. Okay, so cancel out si b and magiging 2 to. Okay, then of course, magkakaroon tayo ng b squared over 3. So meron na tayong value ng integral dA and integral x dA. So pasok lang natin itong dalawa, ito saka ito dito sa formula natin dito. Meron na tayong formulang susundan eh. 'Di ba? Para makuha si centroid. So we would have hb squared over 3 divided by bh over 2. So kapag pagka simplify natin 'yan, magka-cancel out si h, magka-cancel out si b at si squared, and malilipat si 2 sa taas. So, masisimplify natin to as 2/3 b. So, meron na tayong 2/3 b for the center, x bar. Okay? Which is, again, alam natin yan yung centroid ng along x ng triangle. We are just proving it. Pinoprove lang natin, guys. So, ngayon, let's try dun sa y bar. So, sa y bar, guys, ang ginamit ko naman is yung horizontal strip. So, we have here a horizontal strip, same idea. Kunin muna natin yung dA or yung area ng rectangular strip natin na horizontal naman. So, ngayon, we have here dy, o may dy tayo na height ng ating rectangular strip. Pinagkaiba natin ngayon ang ating height or ang ating base. Ang ating base ng horizontal strip is b minus x. Okay, kasi yung b yung meron tayo and we have a certain x here. So, b minus x. So, if we rewrite it is dA is equal to b minus x dy. Okay, again, this is the rectangular strip lang. Then, i-integrate natin sila. Kasi nga, again, same ideas just like kanina. Maraming strips yan. Dapat pinagsama-sama natin para makuha natin yung area ng triangle. So, b minus x. And if we write yung etong y is equal to h over bx, nire-write natin in terms of y. So, mangyari dyan is x is equal to, let me write it. So, mangyari dyan is x is equal to b over h y. Okay? So, yan yon. Nire-write ko lang naman in terms of x. In terms of y. So, we could write it as this. So, b minus b over hy. Then, if integrate it in terms of y, magkakaroon ka lang ng ng y dito sa b, kasi nga constant, tapos madadagdagan ng isang y. Then, yung y natin is magiging y squared over 2. So, again, lahat ng terms na y is papalitan natin ng h naman, kasi, di ba, yun yung ating integrate. Then, magkakaroon tayo ng bh minus b h squared over 2h. Then, of course, just like kanina, magka-cancel out si h, mawawala itong squared. So, mangyari bh minus bh over 2. So, ang magiging area again still is bh over 2. So, makikita nyo naman na parehas ito, tsaka ito, parehas na area ng triangle. Okay? Magkaibang strip lang yung ginamit natin, pero we still prove na yun yung area ng triangle. Ganun pa rin, bh over 2 pa rin. Then, next we have, of course, same idea, just like here. So, just like here. So, meron tayong YDA, integral YDA, nilagyan ko lang ng Y sa labas to, 'di ba? Then still same idea here, magkakaroon tayo dito ng ayan, B Y quantity B minus B over HY. So kapag pinasok mo sa loob yan, magiging BY, and ito magiging Y squared. Then kapag in-integrate na natin siya, magiging BY squared over 2 minus yung Y cube over 3 nga, kasi nga Y squared na to. Diba? Kasi pinagsama natin yung dalawang Y. And of course, as still said kanina, lahat ng Y, ipapalitan natin ng H, then masisimplify natin to. Okay, ito yung masisimplify natin to, magka-cancel out ito. Sorry. Magka-cancel si H here. Ito magiging 2. Okay, so parehas sila ng numerator. Sa baba, magkaiba sila, 2 tsaka 3. So, pwede natin siyang i-write as 6 over 6 to. So, magiging 3 over 6 tsaka, 2 over 6 tsaka 3 over 6. Sorry, 3 over 6 tsaka 2 over 6. Sorry. So, ang mangyayari dyan is, ang matitira is BH over 6. So, ito yung ilalagay natin ngayon dito sa YDA here. And of course, still na BH dito. So, kapag ito, sinimplify natin, so masisimplify natin yan, mag-cancel tayo ng B, cancel H, cancel yung squared. So, matitira is H. Then, kapag itong si 2 nilagay mo sa taas, magiging 2/6 yan. So, magiging 1/3. So, tama naman na makukuha nating sagot is 1/3 H. So, still, yung 1/3 H is the known formula for the centroid along Y ng ating triangle. So, as I said kanina, pinakita ko lang kung paano, if ever man, kung paano gumamit ng calculus to get the formula ng centroids natin. Ito is, kahit anong shape man, pwede nyo gamitin to as long as you know the formula, line function na meron. Kung if ever parabolic yan, pwede. If ever quadratic yan, pwede. As long as you know yung formula ng line natin. Ng under the curve. Diba? As I said nga, yung integral kasi. So next is, we'll just briefly go through yung sinabi ko kanina na pwede natin makuha yung formula if ever man binigay sa atin is dimensions na. So just like this, 1 meter, 1 meter, then pwede nyo nang gamitin to, pwede kayong gumamit ng formula for this. So strips nga lang siya, as I said kanina. So meron tayong XDA. So si XDA is, if we write it as this form, so y siya, y, di ba? Y times dx. So y times dx, tas nakalabas si x. Then sa baba is y dx lang. Then integrate nyo na siya. Integrate nyo siya in terms ng x. So kasi meron ka naman ng formula ng x squared, tama? So si y palitan mo lang ng x squared, so x cube yan, tas ito x squared. So if in this case, pwede nyo siyang i-integrate pa. So magiging x4 over 4, then x cube over 3, then tsaka mo lang siya papalitan ng limits. Pero if you have a calculator, pwede naman na kayong gumamit ng integral sa calculator. So pwede rin yun. So magkakaroon kayo ng sagot na x sa x bar na 0.75 m. Then ganun din dito. Meron kang naka-write or nakasulat na si y mo, okay, si y is, meron kang formula for y na y over 2. Okay, kasi triangle to, di ba? Rectangle to. So, y over 2 lang. Then, si y over 2, palitan mo siya ng terms ng x squared. So, para makuha mo si x, naka-dx term pa rin to ha. Kasi vertical pa rin yung strip natin dito. So, in terms of vertical strip pa rin to. So, naka-dx pa rin tayo. Okay? So, in terms of yung y natin, to, nilipat lang natin si x squared. Ginamit natin si x squared dito. So, again, you can also know or can try to integrate this. Ilabas mo si 1/2 x4 siyan, tas integrate mo muna. Or pwede rin naman na i-integrate nyo siya using calculator. Pwede rin yun. Okay? So, magkakaroon kayo ng 0.3 na sagot for the y bar. So here naman is if ever man gumamit ka ng horizontal strip. Ganun pa rin naman. Medyo mas complicated lang siya kasi dapat alam mo yung location ng centroid mo if horizontal strip na siya. Kumbaga, may x ka na, di ba? May x ka dito, then yung dito is 1 minus x over 2. So, ito yung sa x. Then sa y naman is as is naman na y. So, ito naman si y. So, yun yung kailangan medyo alam mo kapag anong strip yung gagamitin mo. Kailangan alam mo yung location ng strip mo itself. Kung ano yung magiging variables na available for you. So, same thought naman to kanina, meron ka pa ring same function na x squared, then dapat makuha mong sagot is the same. Okay? So, you can pause the video if you want para you'll try to understand kung paano kinuha. Same idea pa rin naman to sa kanina. Yung strip is naka-area, kaya to nagkaroon ganito. Area ng strip natin is y minus x dy. Tapos itong x is in term ng ito. So, again, pause the video if you want para mas mag-gets mo to on your own. Next is sa composite bodies. So, yung kanina, if ever man may encounter nyo is medyo irregular shapes or nakabase sa formula ng line, yun yung ginagamit natin, calculus method. Pero kapag composite bodies, we can safely say na ang composite body is just a series of simpler shaped bodies connected. So dito papasok yung mga rectangular, triangular, semicircle, circle, ayan. So yung basic shapes natin na pinagsama-sama lang in a sense. So kapag kaganyan gagamitin natin, ang idea lang is ang gagamitin nyo is summation lang. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-integrate kasi yung shape is nakasimple na eh. Simple shapes na lang siya. I-integrate mo na lang yung, sa summation mo lang yung itself yung usually area, or in this case, naka-weight to, and of course, the distance from the weight, or dun sa origin na pinaggagalingan. So in this case, naka-weight lang to and the distance, yung kadalasan na pwedeng gamitin natin is area, tapos weight. Area tapos distance. So yun nga, yung x bar, y bar, z bar represents the center of gravity. Then yung x, y, z mismo is yung coordinates for each composite. Kung ano yung position ng composite shape. Okay? Then of course, the summation w is the sum of all weights ng lahat ng body, ng composite body natin. So ang idea here is ito, for example, meron ka composite shape na ganito. You will cut this into parts na meron kang makukuha ang shape or rough shape na alam mo yung formula para mas mapadali yung buhay mo. So in this case po, dalawang triangle, isang rectangle. So in each shape, of course, you have a certain area. Area 1, area 2, and area 3. Then of course, each shape has its own centroid. So isa-summation mo siya. Summation ng area and summation ng yung distance times area. Okay? Then, of course, if naka 3D, possibly, okay, pwedeng naka 3D or pwedeng hindi. If in this case naman, mapapakita na meron tayong butas. Okay? If ever may butas, ibig sabihin, magne-negative area lang yan, guys. Tatanggalin mo lang in that particular area. Kasi mawawalan siya ng mass in that particular area. Okay? Dahil mawawalan siya ng mass, mawawalan siya ng CG. Okay? So, dahil mawawalan siya CG, ima-minus mo lang yung mismong area ng circle na yan in this case. So, mapapakita dito, yung semicircle is naka-minus. Yung semicircle na area, circular hole is naka-minus yung area. Yung triangle is naka-full. So, in this case, guys, yung buong triangle na muna yung ibubuo mo, ibig sabihin. Yung buong ito, isasama mo siya. Dahil pagdating naman sa circular hole, ima-minus mo na yung area ng hole. So, para hindi ka masyadong malito. Then, of course, sa semicircle naman, pinapakita may negative x kasi from the center, from the origin na meron ka, is umatras ka. So, umatras ka. So, kaya nagkaroon ka ng negative distance. So, yun yung purpose. If you want to know, you need to know kung saan ka manggagaling ng origin para malaman mo pag magkakaroon ka ng negative distance. And of course, kailangan mo malaman kung butas para malaman mo kung magne-negative yung area. So if a plate is homogeneous and thick, the center of gravity coincides with the center of its area. Okay, again, kapag homogeneous, ibig sabihin pare-pareho siya ng density, mass, volume all throughout the body. Yun yung punto ng homogeneous. Parehas lang yung center of centroid or center of its area to the center of gravity. So ayun nga, ideally, ang center of gravity and center of mass is the same. Pero possibly, mag-iba yan. Okay? So now here is some formulas for composite shapes. So meron tayong triangle, quarter area, semicircular area, quarter ellipse, semi-ellipse, okay? Semi-parabolic, parabolic spandrel, and general spandrel, circular sector, quarter circular arc, semicircular arc, and arc of a circle. Lahat ng to, guys, again, medyo mahaba kapag ka in-integrate natin, of course. Mas maganda na medyo memorize natin to, okay? Kasi pagdating din naman sa boards, if ever, is wala tayong kopya nito. And besides, medyo madali namang intindihin madaling intindihin, marami lang ang i-memorize. So, pagdating naman sa spandrel, pwedeng yung parabolic spandrel yung kaninang i-memorize nyo. Pero kasi ang general spandrel, guys, is nakadepende sa exponent. Dahil yung exponent, doon nakadepende yung function ng line, di ba? So, if you remember, mas malaking exponent yan, mas magiging stiff yung curve mo. Okay? So, pinapakita dito na if parabolic, so, ibig sabihin ng parabolic, malamang sa malamang function ng kanyang exponent is squared lang. So, papalitan mo lang lahat ng n ng 2. So, pag pinalitan mo lang lahat ng 2 ng n mo, sorry, for parabolic spandrel yan, may makukuha ng formula ng center of gravity. Centroids, x and y, tsaka area. Okay? So, ganun naman yung idea, guys. So, eto naka-length lang sa baba kasi nga lines to eh. Lines yung arc and arc ng circle. So, naka-length to. Tapos, itong isa is naka-area, of course, dahil 2D yan. So, yun yung idea. Again, you can pause the video here in this page or in this slide or the before slide para makita nyo yung formula for each shapes. So, ito isang example or last example natin for composite shapes. We have here a body. So, may body tayo na may origin na x and y. So, x tsaka y. Pinakita naman kung saan ang origin. Diba? This particular sample pala, guys, hindi na ako nag-type. So, medyo naka-round off na. Okay, naka-round off na siya. Hindi siya yung typical na solution natin sa statics na hindi tayo nagra-round off. Again, medyo mas mabilis na lang kasi kaya ginamit ko na lang din yung nasa libro. On your own solutions, if you want to try this, buo po sana yung gamitin yung decimal places. Okay, so going back. We have here a composite shape na meron tayong shape dito na we can extract it into 4 shapes as I think. So meron tayo dito sa baba. So we have here a rectangle, a triangle, a semicircle, and a circle. Whereas yung circle natin, yan yung magne-negative area natin. Okay? So again, we need to know yung each part, kung ano yung centroid niya, and kung ano yung area niya. Okay? So pinapakita rin naman dito kung paano kunin. So yung sa rectangle, we have here 60 na x axis or x ng centroid ng rectangle and 40 for y. Then yung area of course is 80 times 60 lang. Times 120. So, ngayon, dito kasi pinakita lang niya guys yung each shapes. Ang ideal dito kasi is gagamit tayo ng table. Okay, gagamit tayo ng table. So, yung table kasi is located at the next slide. So, ito yung table, guys. Pinakita na meron tayong rectangle, triangle, semicircle, and circle. So, area, we have here 80 times 120, so 9.6 times 10 to the third. Then, triangle, base times height, base times height na divided by 2. So, meron tayong 3.6 times 10 to the third. Then, semicircle na ito is r squared, di ba? Pi r squared. Tama? So, pi r squared or pi d squared over 2. Depende. Yan. So, kung anong gusto nyo gamitin, walang problema. So, we have here, makuha tayong area for the semicircle na 5.655 times 10 to the third. So, again, lahat ng to is round off na lang. Pwede rin namang hindi in your own solutions. Walang problema. Then, of course, dito pinakita na naka-negative yung area sa circle natin kasi butas siya. So, dahil butas siya, dapat naka-negative yung area. So, yun yung mga area natin. And we write, next column is yung mga x and y. So, yung x and y ng each shapes. So, mapapansin nyo rin naman dito, we have here yung negative 20. So, bakit negative 20? Kasi, if you remember yung shape kanina, yung triangle natin is nasa baba ng x-axis. So, ang kanyang y-axis na centroid is naka-negative. Then here naman, makikita nyo rin na yung semicircle is galing to sa formula, guys. So, ang formula ng semicircle is, yung centroid ng semicircle is 4 pi over, as I remember is 4r over 3 pi. So, yung 4r over 3 pi, guys, may makuha tayong 25 as I remember. 25.46 dito. I-add mo pa yung distance from the x-axis. So, kaya nag-plus 80 tayo dito. Okay? So, hindi lang sapat na yung alam yung formula is for the shape itself. Kailangan alam mo rin yung possession ng shape mismo. Kasi nga, meron tayong origin na pinanggagalingan. Okay? So, ngayon, you can just simply multiply a sa x para makuha yung ax or xa, sorry. Then ay para makuha yung ay. Then lahat ng area ax and ay is isa-summation mo. Okay? Then each of this summation, i-divide mo lang siya. Okay? So yung xa, i-divide mo sa a para makuha si x bar. Si ya, i-divide mo sa a para makuha si y bar. Okay? So, yun naman yung idea. So, with this, you could know the location of the centroid ng shape natin kanina, yung composite shape. So, we have here 54.8 millimeters and 36.6 millimeters. So, as I remember, if you do this in our own solution, yung hindi nagpuputol, mahaba pa yung decimal places na to. Again, ginamit ko lang yung nasa libro para medyo mas mabilis. So ngayon, if you remember what I said kanina nung introduction, is yung distributed load, guys, has the same idea ng mga centroids. Bakit? If you remember, anong ibig sabihin ng centroid? Distributed load is yung load natin is naka-base dun sa function ng line itself para malaman mo kung ano yung pag-express ng concentrated load mo. So in this particular case, usually, yung load ng distributed load is either Newton per meter or pound per feet. Okay? Kasi distributed siya eh. Per feet yung per feet yung kanyang load. Okay? So ngayon, we have an irregular line here. May regular line tayo dito. Then again, kukunin mo yung strip, same idea just like kanina, kukunin mo yung centroid, or kukunin mo yung part, or area. Okay, yung area, in this case, dA, para alam mo yun yung magiging magnitude ng ating distributed load. Okay? So, yun yung magiging magnitude ng distributed load. Magnitude pa lang yun. Hindi mo pa alam yung position ng centroid. Position ng concentrated load. So, dun papasok yung essence din kanina ng centroid. Nagkataon lang, dahil sa distributed load, ang medyo inaalam lang natin is yung position, okay? Yung position ng x-axis, kasi madalas sa beam to. So, position ng x-axis natin, dahil nga, along x lang siya eh. So, yung centroid X lang yung kailangan natin. Yan. So ngayon, safely, if ever man, nagets nyo yung idea ng centroid kanina, pag i-integrate and everything, lahat yon yung area na part, that is the magnitude of the distributed load, and yung centroid na part, that would be the position nung centroid mo, or nung concentrated load mo, sorry. So, with that, pwede mo nang i-simplify, or malalaman mo na kung ano yung magiging position ng load na yon. Okay? So, yun yung basic idea ng slide na to. Okay? So, para makuha mo lang yung centroid tsaka yung magnitude ng W. So, with that, you can just freely know kung saan mag-a-act yung load na yon, yung mismong distributed load natin. So, yun yung idea naman ng distributed load eh. Medyo madali siya kapag na-relate mo na yung centroids kanina. So, kaya sinama ko na rin siya ngayon. Okay? So, yung concentrated load, which represents the result of the given distributed load, is only equal to the loading when considering the entire beam's free body diagram. Okay? Again, hindi naman to laging ganito. Nakadepende lang. In this particular case kasi, yung buong load located sa buong beam. If ever man yung distributed load mo is hindi sa buong beam, kailangan mo lang malaman yung distance ng load mo or ng distributed load mo. So let's try a simple problem or simple distributed load problem para makuha, para mag-gets natin yung idea. So we have a beam that supports a distributed load as shown. So ayan. So kailangan lang natin alamin yung equivalent concentrated load and of course yung reactions. Usually yan ang purpose niyan, to get the reactions. Okay? So meron tayong roller sa A and hinge sa B. So again, we will get yung point ng distributed load na to, and dahil nga medyo mapapansin nyo, medyo composite siya eh. In a sense na pwede natin siyang ihiwalay into triangle and rectangle. Ayun yung idea. Just like I said kanina, composite shapes. So with that, pwede mo siyang gawing ganito. May composite shape A ka and composite shape B. Whereas yung heights nila is meron kang 1.5 kilonewton per meter. Yun yung mismong height eh. Yung gagamitin mong magnitude ng distributed load, yung height na gagamitin mo. Okay? Then of course, sa WB, meron ka kasing 450 newton per meter daw. Pero, dahil nga tinanggal mo na yung 1.5 sa baba na rectangle, magiging height na lang ng mismong triangle is 3 kilonewtons or 3,000 newtons per meter. Okay? Tandaan, yun yung magiging difference. Kailangan alam mo yung mismong height ng shape mo. Para hindi ka rin malito pag kukunin mo na yung centroid itself and yung magnitude. So again, we also have a 6 meter base daw. So, triangle, table method lang tayo. Okay. So, table method lang tayo. We have a triangle sa baba na A, sa taas na A, and then rectangle sa baba. So, 1/2 BH lang. So, 1/2, 3 times 6. So, mapapansin nyo naman guys, if we include the units, 3 kilonewtons over meters times 6 meters, maka-cancel yung meters, kilonewtons lang matitira. So, again, magnitude yung malalaman mo. Then, we have also X. So, X lang naman ang kadalasan nating inaalam dito kasi wala tayong pake sa Y usually. Pero, there are some cases na meron. Okay, there are some cases na meron. Nagkataon lang na yung distributed loads natin is vertically lang. Okay, puro pa vertical lang. So, pero there may be cases na hindi lang X. Okay, so again, meron tayong 2/3 from A. So, meron daw tayong 2/3 from A. So, A, then 2/3 galing dito eh. From point A, papunta sa centroid ng sa triangle. So, thin part to. So, galing kang thin part, 2/3. Pero pag galing kang thick part, 1/3. So, dahil nga galing kang thin part, dun ka sa 2/3 B. So, 2/3 times 6 is equal to 4 meters. So, yung moment nun, or kapag minultiply natin si AX, okay, AX, we have 36 kilonewton meter. So, ganun din naman sa rectangle. like times width lang or base times height. We have 6 meters times 1.5 kilonewton per meter. Maka-cancel si meter, magiging 9 kilonewtons lang siya. Then sa x natin is half lang ng base. Okay, kasi lagi lang naman nasa gitna pag rectangle. So we have 9 times 3, 27 kilonewtons per meter, kilonewton meter. So summation lang natin si area and si AX. So magkakaroon tayo ng 63 kilonewton meter sa AX, then area is 18 kilonewton. So kapag dinivide natin si 63 kay 18, so mapapansin nyo maka-cancel si kilonewton, magkakaroon tayo ng meter na sagot. So which means alam natin kung saan mapupunta yung magnitude 18 natin. Yung magnitude na 18, alam natin magiging concentrated, yung distance siya mismo. So ngayon, we will have yung ating 18 na W, yan yung magnitude ng ating loads, di ba? Then yung distance niya is 3.5 meters. So if we simplify lang yung kaninang figure natin, ito lang siya, ganito nga simple lang siya. We have a 18 kilonewton force downward na may 3.5 meters na distance from A. So dahil dyan, we could just get the summation forces or moments. So in this case, nag-moment tayo sa B. Okay? Pag nag-moment tayo sa B, meron tayong negative 18. Okay? Negative 18 kilonewton, 2.5. Kasi 2.5 yung distance mo from B. Then RA. Okay? RA, reaction A natin na clockwise. Okay? Clockwise. Then 6 meters. So magkakaroon ka ng RA na 7.5 kilonewtons. Then summation forces Y lang tayo para makuha na si RB, Y. Then we will get 10.5 kilonewtons. And of course, summation forces X kasi meron tayong reaction sa B dahil hinge to, RXB is equal to 0. Okay? So, yun yung ating discussion for today. And if you have more time, feel free to browse yung ating libro, yung Hibbeler tsaka yung Vectors for Engineers, para makakita kayo ng iba't ibang problems regarding centroids and distributed loads. Okay? So mapapansin nyo naman guys, there are some problems dun sa Hibbeler na binigyan tayo ng medyo mahirap na calculus method if you can. Binigay dun yung functions ng line. Then, yun nga, meron tayong negative area pa rin. So, if you want, you can try to get or pagsasamahin nyo yung table method tsaka yung calculus method. Okay? So, yun yung idea. So, I hope you have understood the topic today and please be ready for our assessment next meeting. So, thank you for listening and I hope you have understood the topic.